Evening, everyone. Welcome to the next session of Dragon Warriors. This session, we're doing the published adventure, The Sins of the Fathers. I am just going to have to silence that. Hopefully it'll be quiet. Right. So, what happened last time? Last time they invaded a barrow in search of Ildir's sword, which they then traded to get their warlock friend back. He's clearly convalescing back at Baron Aldred's castle, where you've all kind of become retainers for some time. And as a result of that, that kind of gets us into this next adventure, as you've become these retainers to the Baron and have done various things for him. The Baron's eldest son, Ulmeric, named after his grandfather, a warrior of legendary prowess, is like most healthy young men, hot-blooded and occasionally too reckless for his own good. His adventurous spirit would be difficult to curb even if his father wanted to, so instead, Aldred gives Ulmeric free rein for his exploits and only ensures that he takes along a few trusted companions to keep him out of trouble, like you lot. His permanent minder is Sir Grisso, an old knight who's been in the family service even in the days of Aldred's father. For the latest hunting trip, however, though not the first time you've been escorting the young man, you've been sent along. These trips are usually uneventful, apart from vetting a crazed disputing knight whose challenge Ulmeric cared to accept, and steering him clear of a pretty nun who took his fancy on the road from Carrickbridge. You've had little to do. Nonetheless, the duty is not a tiresome one. Ulmeric is a bright and good-natured youth who can even raise a smile on solemn old Grisso's lips. The jaunt is enjoyable, and you feel honoured the Baron has seen fit to entrust you with the care of his son. This evening you're sitting in the common room of Gully's Inn. Ulmeric and Grisso set out this morning on the trail of a wild boar and left you here at the inn to rest. Am I to be wet-nursed into adulthood? Replied Ulmeric jovially when you suggested you should go along. The wine in your goblets is a little harsh and sour, but Ulmeric's paying for it, and it's a better prospect than the weak beer that most of the villagers hereabout must make do with. A few other travellers, merchants, and other ne'er-do-wells are chewing at Gully's gristly stew, but you will wait for your companions to return before feasting on a grander meal. A passing minstrel reclines in an alcove by the hearth, plucking at a lyre as he sings for his supper, poorly. The room is a hubbub of chatter, and nobody bothers to listen to the minstrel, which is probably for the best. Not much of a song, but not much of a supper either. The door is thrown open, and a bedraggled figure lurches in out of the rain. Gully, who is serving drinks, puts down his tray and rushes to help the man to a chair. Across the smoke-filled room you see the man shakily take a cup of mulled wine that Gully offers him, and as he does so, the cowl drops from his shoulders. A man on the next table is saying something about Gully not usually being so hospitable. That caterwauling minstrel is still strumming away. The newcomer is Ulmeric, returned. You push your way past the customers to his side. He looks up, bewildered, recognition dawning slowly on his face. Slowly and falteringly, he tells his story. Dusk was upon us, and a dank mist was rising from the moors as we tracked our quarry into the bleaks. Grisso was for turning back, saying there would be time for hunting on the morrow. But God's truth, I was hot for the kill, and I wouldn't abandon the chase. Venturing further in the gloom, we spied an ancient gate entangled with briars. Words were carved into the stone posts, and Grisso rode closer to read them. Even as I called out to him to come back, shadowy figures with the heads of wild beasts shambled out and seized his mount's reins. Grisso was as one enthralled. He made no protest as they pulled him through the thorns. I was sick with horror as I saw my loyal friend vanish into the deep darkness beyond the gate. Suddenly I seized my spear, and with a red rage clouding my eyes, I hurled it hard at the last of the creatures. I saw it tear through his gorge, spattering bright blood on the weathered stone, and there came an awful scream at which my horse took fright. I and myself, though it's my shame to say it, I can remember nothing more till I came to my wits and found myself here, He takes a long gulp from the mulled wine to steady his nerves.
Oh, take your ease, Sir Ulmric. Calm yourself and tell us all.
That's not much more to tell, I don't think. We were there, in the bleaks. We saw the tracks. Then I espied the boar, and we gave chase. It was getting dark. We saw the gate.
The gate? What gate was that?
It's an ancient stone gate. It was swaddled in briars, but I could see that there were carvings behind them. And then those beasts, the shoggy men, the werebeasts, whatever they were, the things out of nightmare and legend came, and they took Grisso.
Werebeasts?
Something. The bodies of men and heads of beasts, boars and foxes and deer.
Well, I think we need to go and resolve this and at least fetch Grizzo back.
Yes,
alive or dead.
He may still be alive. If we go, we might be able to save him. I couldn't do it alone. You understand? I had to run. He clutches at your tabard.
Yes, calm yourself, Sir Ulmric. Yes, Caesora. Sorry, Caesora.
Yeah.
Yeah, get your bundle. We're leaving.
No problem, boss.
But,
just before we go, did you see this gate on the way when you were chasing after the boat, or did it just appear on the way back from the boat?
I think I can take us back to where it was.
No, but did you see it on the way chasing the boar, or did you just see it on the way back?
Chasing the boar.
No, did you? So you actually saw it on the way chasing the boar, and on the way back, yeah.
Yes, I.
Right, that's right.
He seems a little addle-brained by what's happened to him.
Oh, what's the time of the day? Is it? It was mid-afternoon?
Oh no, it's late. It was sunset as they were finding the boar, and then it's been an hour or two since then. So it's a couple of hours after dark. So it is.
How long is it till summer?
It's nearly 10 p.m. As close as you can reckon it, anyway.
Do you want to go at the crack of dawn?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit late to go now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ulmric seems to want to go now.
I know. Yeah.
Every moment that passes, something terrible could be happening to Grisso. We should leave now. We must leave now. Surely.
Yeah, let's go now. Yeah. Yeah.
Bye.
Jack should be joining us as Sir Elaine soon. So.
Oh, the Tin Man. Cool.
Yeah. We can't wait till dawn. No, we have to just press on.
Time is precious. Yep. Let's get the show on the road.
Okay. So you're going to leave now rather than wait? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was Ulmric on foot?
He was on horseback. His horse took fright. You have your battle elk now.
Battle elk.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have a new sheet. I forgot that.
I did drop the link in the chat, but I can do it again.
Whee! Just in time. Is you around, Sir Elaine?
It sounds really quiet.
Hopefully I can do this without anything going wrong. Don't wait for me.
Houston, we have a problem.
There we
go.
Much better.
Hooray!
Okay.
I forgot. I keep my mic. I don't keep my microphone rigged up. So yeah.
Okay, so quick recap then. You're escorting Baron Aldred's son, Ulmeric, out hunting, along with one of Aldred's other knights. You guys rested at the inn while Grisso and Ulmeric chased after a boar. Then Ulmeric returned, shaken and babbling about man beasts and things, and insists that we all depart immediately to find out what's happened to Grisso. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Are we in an inn?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are we doing in an inn? We should be away.
We're waiting for you to get around in.
Yes, to fortify your spirits.
I've just recovered from my my stroke, and I've just realised what are we doing? Waiting around.
I'm admiring my battle elk in full barding. That is a sight to behold.
It is. Oh, and you have your warhorse, Sir Elaine.
Yes.
And our assassin friend is still on foot, I'm afraid.
That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
I can always be the pathfinder up ahead.
It is very dark as you head out. Ulmeric lights a safety lantern, hangs it off the front of his horse, and tries to find his way the best he can. He seems to have picked something up from his lessons on tracking and hunting, and seems to be confident in the way that he's going. You hear owls in the trees, and Ulmeric, he seems slightly distant, but he does seem like he knows where he's going. I think it was here. I think it was through here. This way. And he turns his horse and moves off the path a short way. Passing through gnarled trees, your horse and elk picking their way as they go, you come upon this stone gateway that Ulmeric told you of, choked with moss and thorns. There are worn steps leading down into an underworld beyond it. Floating in the air before it is Ulmeric's lost spear, glittering gold in the feeble light of your lantern. As you approach, it drifts towards the gateway and descends into the depths.
That doesn't seem natural.
It's unusual. No, did it do it before, Almeric?
No, I hurled it. I struck the beast, and then my horse ran. So I never retrieved the spear. It certainly didn't do this before.
Does it look like does it look like a rune around the gate, James, or is it just like into the undergrowth?
Yeah, it descends into the ground beneath the woods.
Right. I'll take point,
Okay.
as always. Go up to the gate. Is the gate open?
It's more like a gateway, so it's these big stone columns and a big stone crossbeam, and it's choked with thorns, though it looks like something or someone has been dragged through them backwards. So there is a pathway through the thorns.
Okay, I'll try and see if I can, even though I've not got the tracking skill, see if I can follow the tracks which have taken the prints.
Yeah, either of you two have the tracking skill, don't you?
I have the tracking skill.
Yeah, all of us do. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah. So, but there's obvious drag marks anyway. But what's your intelligences, you two?
My intelligence is 13.
Just those two. If you just roll a d20 equal to or under your intelligence, and if you succeed, tell me.
Nope.
Does that mean as well?
Roll a d20.
Yep, roll a
Oh my.
d20.
Yeah.
Yes, I rolled a 4.
Okay. So in the light from Caesora's lantern, you could crash down and look at some of the markings. As they move into the entrance, they're all scuffed up, and the dirt is hard packed, and it doesn't leave that much trace. But just before it, looking at all the marks, it's a curious blend of bear footprints and human footprints and hoof marks, and it's just a weird blend of human and animal marks. And on the briars there are a few torn pieces of what you remember Grisso's cloak was dyed as. So he was definitely pulled through here. So you move forward and descend cautiously. With the spear floating eerily ahead of you, you make your way down a long, sloping passage. The air smells dank and earthy, but not evil, more just natural and wholesome, even.
Does it look man-made?
Does it make what, sorry?
Does it look man-made, the tunnel?
Yes, but old. The spear reaches the end of the passage and drifts into the chamber beyond. As you advance, your lamplight is thrown back in a green, watery reflection along the passage walls. As the passage sort of flattens out, it seems to lead into this larger, less organic, more square chamber. There's a murky pool, which is what's throwing back the light of your lantern and reflecting off all the walls, sort of wibbly wobbly greenish light. And there are 4 grand pillars from floor to ceiling.
How far away are the pillars?
From each other,
Yeah.
5-6 meters apart.
Does it look like it's supporting the ceiling?
You don't think the ceiling depends on it, but they probably do help hold it up, especially given how old this place seems.
Any scriptures or any...
You'll have to move into the room to check.
I'll stealthily move in. Slip into the
Okay.
shadows.
Ulmeric draws his sword and stays at the back of you. Caesora, as you move forward into the room, the floor abruptly gives way in front of you. Roll a d20 under your reflexes.
Hey! Happy deeds! 2.
Okay. You manage to grab onto the side and haul yourself up, looking down into the space that's opened up before you. You can't really see anything except mist and smoke at the bottom of the drop, which seems about maybe 8 to 10 meters deep. But it doesn't take up a huge amount of space, and you can all move around it easily enough.
Fortunate. Yeah, then I'll follow Caesora.
Zora. You're in a large vaulted hall from which passages lead west, north, and east. So your lantern light is falling on this pool and it's reflecting and sending sort of shaking, quivering, reflected water light everywhere. And this pool is between those 4 main columns that support the roof. There's broken stucco on the walls that still shows traces of an old frieze. From the fragments that remain, it was a scene of beasts and beastmen disporting wildly in a tangled vineyard. The spear sways around the pool and floats out of reach towards the open doors to the north.
Should we follow the spear?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to draw my sword first. Is it? Almeric, are these the? Is this what you saw? Yeah, pointing at the beastman on the wall.
He moves closer and says, "Yes, this is what I saw."
but not the pictures. The actual creatures that look like that. Look like that.
Yes. He seems enthralled and disgusted by what he's seeing there. One sec. I need to check something. Apologies for the delay.
Braved the outside world today to get supplies. The unsanitized lands. I got built.
Okay. So yeah, you're weighing up whether to follow the spear or take one of the other passages when you hear a cacophony of howling resounding from the walls. And then, as though taking shape out of the darkness, a pack of 7 gaunt-looking wolves lopes out to the shadows towards you. Their fur is black and grey. Their eyes seem to mirror the green of the pool as they sort of spread themselves out and hunker down, snarling and snapping their teeth.
Oh no!
I hate these things. Reggie, kill them.
1 second.
How far away are they from us, James?
They seem to come out of the corners of the rooms. They are within striking distance.
Well, instinctively, I'm just going to grab my sword and shield and charge in.
Okay, Ulmeric has higher reflexes than any of you. He gives a cry of anger and charges towards the first wolf on the left, following the tradition you've taught him of always working from the left. Right, he strikes the beast a mighty blow with his two-handed sword, but it just seems to pass clean through it and out the other side without doing it any harm at all.
That's bizarre.
Yep. Caesora.
See? Right. I'm going to take one turn to see if is there like a pack alpha amongst the 7.
No, they all seem practically identical.
Right. I'm going to go for the one in the middle.
Okay.
Yep.
Left middle or right middle?
Middle.
Well, it's like 3 on one side, 3 on the other. So
I thought there was 7. Sorry, my bad.
I got it wrong. There are 6, not 7.
Okay, I'll take the right middle.
Okay. Right, its defense is 3. Take that away from your attack.
Okay. Okay, so that will be a D20 coming up. 4.
So that's a hit.
Yep.
You're using your magic weapons. That'll get straight past its armor. Roll damage.
Yep. That'd be a D8 plus 2. And what's the D6 plus 1? What's that? Is that I'm using it as a club or something?
No, that's to bypass the armor, and then the second number is the damage.
Okay, I get 7.
7. Okay.
Lucky number 7.
Right. Right. Your blade seems to strike true. It digs into the sort of bony side of this wolf, penetrates its flesh, and it's like the shadow itself starts to leak out of it like smoke. It snarls in anger, and when you stabbed it, all the other wolves flinched and began to bleed from the same wound at the same time.
Okay, nope. I'll take note of that.
Yeah. Alain.
I'm going to continue charging towards literally the first one I see and attack it.
Okay. Right, so its defense is 3. Take that away from your attack and roll.
Haha. That's... yes, I hit.
Hey!
Okay, the blade strikes but passes clean through it without harming it.
Ah!
Right. The Rimwolves attack. 1 attacks Ulmeric. But he wards it off with his plate mail forearm guard. It just keeps it back away from him. The next 2 go for Caesora. What's Caesora's defense?
7.
7.
It's 3 on one, 4 on the other.
3 on one and 2 on the other. Okay. What's your armor?
2.
Everyone's clapping.
Do you have a shield?
An assassin with a shield? Don't think so.
No. Okay. Right. So they come at you. You manage to boot one out of the way. They are solid, so even if you're not hurting it, you can at least move it out of the way. But the other one sinks its long fangs into your calf muscle and shakes and yanks at it. You take
Raggy-do. Raggy-do.
4 health of damage.
Ow! Bad doggy.
Yeah. Numbing pain spreads up from your calf down into your foot and up into your thigh as it maintains its hold on you.
Well,
Does it have a lockjaw?
No, you don't think so. The next 2 go for Alain. What's Alain's defense?
My defense. I'm just listening to all the people clapping outside.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really loud.
I can hear foghorn and some ships about 2 miles away.
My defense is 11.
11. Okay. You managed to ward them off, sort of batting them out the way with your shield. And that leaves 1 to attack Becca, who hasn't had a chance to do anything yet. So what's Becca's defense?
12.
12. Yeah, you sort of swing wildly with your sword to keep them back, waiting for an opening. And it's Becca's go.
Right, so I'm going to move in beside Caesar, because he's outnumbered, and hit one that's worrying his flank.
Okay.
With a nice sweep.
Yeah, take its defense of 3 away from your attack.
11, that's a hit.
Okay. And roll damage.
4.
Okay. You strike at the one that's worrying at its leg. Your blade cuts into it, but then you can sort of feel it dissipating. So it hits, and you're moving with the follow through, and it's like its flesh kind of dissolves away in the way of the sword, and then it passes clean through and smacks into the floor. They've all got the same shoulder wound now, with the smoke leaking out of them, all in these 2 exactly the same spots. They seem extremely ragged and hurt, but they're not letting up.
That's confusing.
They must be enchanted guardians of some kind. Any normal beast would probably have retreated by now. Right. Ulmeric lunges for the one that you just struck. And lands a telling blow that should run it through, and it does, but it doesn't do it any harm. And he curses under his breath. Caesora.
I'm going to try and chop the head off the one which I already hurt.
The one that bit you. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
the one, yeah.
Yeah. So it's defense is 3. Take that away from your attack and roll.
Yep. Oh, lovely. 1.
It
Hooray.
would be a killing blow, but again, it just passes clean through it.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Elaine,
So we've hit 2 different wolves, and
Ah, I'm sort of, wrestling away these wolves, like jumping up on my shield and whatnot. But watching, keeping an eye on like what everyone else is doing, and I can't figure it out because it looked like the one that Cesora was fighting seemed to be the one that made them all lurch back, but now that's not the case. However, Becca did attack one that was near his flank last, and that caused them all to lurch back. So I'll charge in and just swing my sword at that one.
which one? The
one that Becca hit last.
Okay. Yep. Right. Take 3 away from your attack and roll.
Ha. Yep, that's another hit.
Okay. It again passes clean through it without doing any harm.
I can't figure this out.
Right. So one of them continues to engage with Ulmeric. Failing to land a blow. It's almost like hanging off his gauntlet, and he's trying to move it back enough to get a blow in.
Does it look like they're actually sharing the same pain, James?
Yes.
Right.
One of them sort of scuttles back away from the melee, with another one moving with it to guard it. The remaining 3 all go for Cesora. What's Cesora's defense? Split between 3?
get behind me, Cesora.
2, 2, 2.
2, 2,
I've got
2.
defensive 7.
Okay.
Get behind me.
I'll get behind them.
Only one manages to strike you as you move back behind Becca. Your armor's 2, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay. As you shift, it sort of bites the hanging part from your armored jacket, hangs off that for a moment before it's pulled free. Becca.
I bit your armor.
Right. I'll aim at a different wolf, one that hasn't been hit before.
Okay, which one? So there's the one engaged in combat with Ulmeric. There's the one that's cowering back. There's the one that's guarding the one that's cowering back. And the other 3 are all sort of moving backwards and forwards, trying to get to Cesora, who's behind you.
The one that's cowering back, I think if I can reach that.
Yeah. If you don't kill it, it'll kind of expose you a bit to the wolf that's standing guard, but you can give it a go. All right, so you charge forward using the great length of your weapon to reach the remaining distance. Take its defense of 3 away from your attack and roll.
1. Crit.
So crit. So roll damage twice.
Well, this is going to be great or not? Oh my god, that's great. Oh, what's that? 10, 11, 17 hits. Wow,
right,
that would have
yeah. You
killed
cleave
me.
into it, and it's just torn asunder and bursts into black smoke, and all the others do at the same time, and the smoke draws back into the shadows, which don't seem as deep as they were before. So peace descends again.
Well, that worked. That's a lucky guess.
Got to be praise. I can figure it out. But they...
Can you all make a perception roll, please, just under your straight perception?
My incredibly low perception.
3.
Fail. Yeah, rolled
I
a
made
10.
it by 1. Yeah. Sorry,
failed.
no, failed.
Okay,
Failed.
so Cesora succeeded, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, some of the shadow that made up these wolves swirled into the pool, and where it concentrated and changed, you can see that there is now a jewel on a silver chain laying in the bottom of this murky pool.
Okay, using my magical sword, I sort of like take the chain out from the cauldron.
Yep.
Scizor with 2 curses, reaches for it, going for the hat trick.
Yeah.
Your sword seems to kind of react with the water. It's almost like the water's trying to pull back away from the sword, but doesn't have the strength to do so. You manage to hook your blade through the chain and drag the jewel out. It's a nice emerald about the size of your thumb, set into silver with a fairly hefty chain. Probably worth a few bob.
Kushti.
Wait a minute. Scizor is cursed with sunken, mummified flesh.
Yes, I look like Senator Palpatine from Star Wars.
Scizor is cursed such that any building he spends a night in will burn to the ground.
Yes.
Oh no.
It's classic, isn't it? So, we have to buy him a tent.
Which building did you sleep in?
To find that
What do you
out. His own cottage that was given to him by the Baron. So
Oh no. Guess you're sleeping outside from now on.
Yeah, looks like it.
So, with that dealt with, what next?
Where did the doggies come? The doggies just come from like the walls.
Corners.
Like,
They came out of the shadow in the corners of the room.
I say we should go north and follow the spear. Breaks my turning left rule, but I'll allow it.
Why don't you pick up that explosive looking jewel there, Scizora?
yeah.
Yep, he has.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, let's follow the spear, yeah.
Follow the spear.
All agreed?
Aye.
Okay. The grand doors to the next passageway stand open, sort of blue-green with a sort of patina of oxidation. On the doors, you can see a boar's head has been sort of knocked out into a bas-relief and is surrounded by engraved leaves and vines, which have picked up more of the green patina, almost making them look like real leaves here and there. Just north of the door, the spear floats in the air above 2 wooden chests. One of these chests is against the eastern wall. The other chest is against the western wall.
Cautiously go up to the one on the right, tapping the floor to see if there's any pressure pads on the way up to it.
No, there doesn't seem to be anything. The chest is in reasonably good condition, though it is covered in moss.
Any locks?
Not that you can see, just a clasp.
Okay. With my magical dagger, not magical dagger, sorry, magical sword, unclasp this, if it's possible,
Yeah.
and open it up, but not look into it. Just not.
Okay, you flip it open. It doesn't explode or give off gas or throw snakes and scorpions at you or anything. It just sits there being open.
Untrapped chest.
Curiosity killed the assassin. I'll look in.
There's a whole bunch of copper coins piled up inside it. They look like they've been there for some time because they're all discoloured in the same way that the door was.
But it's still worth something, are they?
Yeah, a penny
Well, yeah.
each.
A penny.
Yeah.
A penny. Okay, I'll close the chest and work my way over to the next chest.
Okay. It's identical in just about every way.
Do what I did before.
You can't move the clasp with your sword.
Does it look locked?
No, it's just got a clasp.
Okay. Cautiously, I'm going to remove the clasp.
It doesn't budge, no matter how hard you lever at it.
I'll check the chest around the sides, check the sides, and see if there's like any mechanisms which can unclasp it.
No, doesn't seem like it.
Anyone got any ideas?
You should open it.
There wasn't a key anywhere, was there?
No lock.
There's no lock, just a clasp.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, if you're the person to open it, aren't you? What's going to happen? This is horrible. What's going to happen?
I don't know what's going to happen. I can't get it open. That's what I'm saying. Any ideas? Because I can't actually open it. It's not like the last one, which opened last time.
Perhaps you should undo the clasp.
I did try and unlock the clasp, but it won't budge.
And hit it with the back of your sword. Absolutely loosen it.
Okay, I'll try that. With my goblin short sword, I'll use the pommel of the short sword.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, it smacks against the wood and the metal, but doesn't seem to do anything. Doesn't leave so much as a scratch.
Peculiar. It's made of wood.
How heavy does this chest look? How heavy does the chest look, James?
Pretty heavy. If it's anything like the other chest, there's maybe 1,000 copper coins in the other chest, so you can imagine how heavy that is.
Yeah.
Basically, 150 coins takes up an encumbrance space, and then plus some for the chest. So
Perhaps you should come back for it.
Yeah, why not? I did come back. Go back to the bower last time and got spoils last time. Yeah, I'll take note with this chest, James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you want to carry on following the spear?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. The passage opens up into a sort of round chamber, as well as carrying on along the other side. It's interrupted by a small vestibule, from which a cracked newel stairway winds down. There's a marble balustrade, but because it spirals, you can't really see what might be down there. The spear hangs in the air for a moment, but then floats on north, ignoring the spiral.
Ah, yes, a balustrade. I know what that is.
Unusual design for dungeons and, death traps and places to actually have a balustrade.
What an artistic handrail. That's,
yeah. Handrails of any sort are not normally in.
A railing supported by balusters.
No, it just gets in the way, doesn't it, when you go going up and down the stairs?
It's a railing.
Today's word is balustrade.
Balustrade.
I thought today's word was proper like actually. Yeah.
Let's carry on north, shall we?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
Okay.
I know, maybe the sword went down there. You never saw it continue go north.
It did drift around the staircase and moved on north.
Ah, damn. I wasn't paying attention to that. Let's keep going north.
Okay. Who's first in line? Still Cesora?
Yep.
Okay. 1 sec while I finish pouring my drink.
What drinking, James? Coke?
Yes. I finished my rum, so...
Oh, what a shame.
Drunken GMing doesn't tend to go so well. Players can be drunk, that's fine.
What do we do with the dungeon?
Right. As you move around and start to pass through the north, from its hiding spot in the surround of the staircase, A gigantic spider unfurls itself, clinging to the ceiling, making a sound like dry twigs, and throws a web down upon Caesura for its surprise action. What is your defense? Actually, that's a surprise attack, so never mind. Right. You are struck by the web, and it just clings all over you, and there's still a long strand of the web connected to the spider.
Ew.
Yep. You indeed. Right, Ormeric yells, Caesura! And throws himself forward.
I was waiting for
and cleaves through the connecting thread. So you're just caught up in the web and it's not going to be dragging you off. But he's cut that for you. You'll go, Caesura. While you're enwebbed, you're currently at -3 attack and -2 defense.
Okay. Does the web look like it's still connected to the spider?
No, Ormeric severed the link.
Okay. Did you say my ring got charged, or do I have to...
No, it did not.
Right. I will run. How far away is it from me, spider?
It's still kind of hunched up on the ceiling, so it's about 3 meters off the ground, so you can reach it.
Okay, I will skewer it with my magical sword.
Okay, you move over to it as best you can with this web clinging all over you, and make your attack. Its defense is 3.
Okay. So altogether, what's the minuses?
-3 to attack.
So that's down to 11. Any other minuses?
No.
11 or less. I got a 9.
Its defense is 3. You took that away, yeah?
Yep,
Okay.
I got 9.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Yep.
Roll to penetrate armor. So that's the first dice.
So that's D8 plus 2. Okay, grand total of... Ooh, that's nice. 8.
Okay. And
Yep.
roll damage.
And I got 5.
5 damage. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, you stab up. Your blade tip enters one of its spicules, which is what spiders breathe through, and cuts into the flesh beneath. A sort of pussy, slightly green substance leaks down your sword, and the spider hisses, opening its mouth parts and scrabbling at you. Right.
I've been slimed.
So, Elaine.
Charge!
It has nothing left to defend itself with, so just straight attack.
Straight attack. Roll 1d20. I think I... Wait, no, I don't miss. I rolled a really high number and then was like, do I miss?
Not
Oh
being
wait,
honest.
no I don't. I'm really good at hitting things, apparently. No, I hit.
Okay. Right. Your bonus on your sword, is it +2 or +3 now?
+2, it says.
Okay. Roll to bypass armor. So it's the first dice.
Bypass.
Basically, don't roll a 1.
Roll a 4.
Okay, and roll damage.
That's 6. +2 is 8.
Okay. You drive your blade into its face, into its mouth parts, and sort of skewer it down into its body. It hisses and makes a squeal like a boiling kettle for a moment, and then falls down off the wall onto the floor, flipping onto its back, wiggling its legs in the air before going still and all of its legs contracting in upon itself.
Oh, ghastly thing. Pull my sword out and wipe it on my back of my leg. Or front of my leg, whatever is manlier.
'Tis dispatched, though.
Oh, this Becca's bottom lip starts to go a bit. She's suddenly the slowest fighter in the group.
Yeah, and not
Don't tell
not
me
fond
you're
of
scared of
spiders?
No, there's nothing left to kill once you've all rushed in and with your high reflexes.
Right, you cut Caesura free of the remnants of the webbing, which is actually pretty tough. And then try this again. Carry on north.
I'll go up to the remains of the spider. Does it have any fangs I can use? Or
Yes, you can cut out its fangs. Roll d20, don't get a 1, or you poison yourself on its fangs.
3.
Okay, you don't poison yourself on its fangs.
Thank you.
Okay. You have the most eclectic set of loot.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing is,
it's random, isn't it?
Yeah.
the closer are used for the spell components as well. So
There's always one player who just collects everything.
While nobody's looking, I put all the dead monkeys in my backpack.
Yeah. Let's keep going north.
Why do we have the teeth and claws from the moon dogs? Are they special or are they magical?
They were magical. They're high quality marble. Yeah, you never know. You don't have to keep them. Okay. Passing through the next set of open doors, you enter a musty room where embalmed warriors with stags' heads stand in alcoves.
Oh no! Get behind me, Caesura.
yeah, I'll get behind Becca.
Another set of double doors stands open to the north. The spear flashes across the room and through the doorway ahead, and both sets of doors violently slam shut, sealing you in the room.
Oh dear.
Trap of sorts.
Yeah, Mac, really.
Yes.
These mummy's going to attack us at any minute. She said, but there's nothing happening.
No, not yet. There's 3 of these mummified beast warriors on each side of the room.
Well, I do not like embalmed corpses in these temples. They have a habit of coming to life.
Yeah, funny
Agree.
that. Aye.
But if they have not come reanimated already, we should find a way out of here. I'm gonna sort of scan around, see if I can find anything of interest.
Let's see, are there any further details?
How much lantern oil do we have?
Plenty. Oh, sorry, there's only 2 warriors on each side. And the last space between them, where a warrior would be, is empty. So yeah, it's just these alcoves. The double doors on the other side, which slammed shut, and the doors here that slammed shut.
It's bizarre they haven't attacked yet. Why haven't they attacked yet? They can't just be mummies, can they?
Is there anything in the third alcove?
No, it's just an empty space.
Bizarre. Maybe we should try the doors to the north of here. But be on our guard.
Okay. You move up to the north carefully. stop at the door. It's embossed again, like the previous ones were, this time with a gigantic stag's head. And a heart beneath it. There doesn't seem to be any mechanism for opening it. Pushing at it doesn't open it. Pulling at it doesn't open it.
These effigies, is this familiar to Becca from her a native spirituality?
It's similar to your stuff. Clearly, sort of venerated beasts, and there's always legends of beast men. They can be good or evil, or the result of unnatural matings with witches or shaman.
Is there a white heart depicted here?
It's in brass, so there's not really any colour to see that it's white or brown or anything else, and any paint that was on it has long since flaked off.
Heart is in deer?
Yeah,
Or
stag, yeah.
Heart. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking of, like, you know, the
albino stag.
sort of heart. You appear, I suppose the doors would not close but still be open. I do not like the idea of disturbing those corpses, but what else is there in this chamber?
That's it. All there is.
We could try to burn them, but so what? We checked the north door, have we? And there's
Didn't open,
Yeah.
obviously. So why would it? Just to be sure, I'll walk back and try the other door.
It's the same story and the same pattern, even.
Perhaps there is some sort of hidden switch in one of the alcoves, blocked by the corpses. Seems like the sort of thing they would be in a room like this. I nominate Cesora to move the corpse.
yes, I'll check one of these mummies. Someone cover me.
Okay. Which way do you want to go? To the left or to the right?
Yeah, left. Yeah.
Always left. Okay. Once you sort of cross the breadth of where the corridor was passing through to the left-hand side, the mummified warriors lurch to life.
I knew it!
With a
Here we
sound
go.
like dry, cracking leather and bark. They issue an unsettling roar that's like half the roaring of a stag and half a man's battle oath. They swing their warhammers and move to the attack. But you were obviously expecting this, so...
Do they sound like beastmen, Jay?
Yes, they do.
Oh dear.
Fool me once, shame on you.
Ulmeric rushes to Becca's side and slashes at the first creature to come within his reach. He strikes it true with his blade. It bites into the creature's leathery flesh and hacks a huge hunk of flesh and sort of fused clothing off it. This rough tunic that it was wearing. And it staggers and issues a second of these sort of deep, bleating roars. Wish I could do sound effects. Yeah, that's a good one. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Right, Cesora, you're next quickest, even if not the closest.
Were they mummified Wookiees?
You said it, Chewie. Brains. So what's Cesora doing?
So Zoa is going to attack the one to the left.
Okay, so the one that's already been hit.
Yes.
Okay. It has no defense to use against you, so just roll under your attack.
Ooh, this is going to hurt. 2.
Okay. Roll to bypass armor.
7.
Okay, and roll damage.
6.
Okay. You leap forward, taking advantage of the opening that Ulmeric has given you, and drive your short sword deep into its body from the side, where he hacked a chunk off its flesh. Your blade slides deep into it and pierces something vital, if mummies can be said to have anything vital, deep inside, and it crumbles into dust and fragments of bone. And in the empty alcove between the two that they came from, a faint glimmering light appears as it falls.
Okay.
Right. So, Elaine.
There was another mummy.
Yes, there's another one.
Yes. I'll just sort of charge over towards it and swing my sword down on top of its shoulder.
Take 6 away from your attack and roll.
I keep forgetting. 6 away from my attack.
Yep.
I hit. Yeah.
Okay, roll to bypass armor.
Bypass armor. I roll a 4.
4. Okay, yeah, that gets past, and roll damage.
Wow, 8 plus 2 is 10.
Nice. Right. Yeah, you step in, ward off its warhammer with your shield, and stab forward into its chest, where you saw Caesura strike such a telling blow. But it's like hacking at a tree with your sword. So it bites in, but doesn't go that deep. But something sort of breaks and cracks like dry wood inside it, and it sort of hunches and bellows, breathing stale dust. But it's still standing. Becca.
Oh, so it's been hit twice and it's not gone.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Finish him.
Yeah, I'll stab at it.
Okay. It's got 5 defense left to throw at you.
Alright, that shouldn't be difficult. Oh, no, I missed.
Missed. Okay, you swing for it with your double-bladed sword. It catches its warhammer under the head and blocks you with the haft. Your blade cuts through the leather but fails to cut through the metal haft beneath it.
These are tough, aren't they?
Right, it's go. It lowers its head and charges into Becca with its antlers. What's your defense?
Nice. 12.
Okay, you just sweep to one side. You're used to dealing with elk and deer and reindeer and things, so you easily move out the way, and it just charges past you across into the other half of the room, seeming disoriented as it pulls itself up short. But when it crosses into that other half of the room, the other 2 mummies on that side burst into life and step forward. One of them is much bigger than the others and is wearing a mismatched patchwork of banded armor. Next turn. Ulmeric charges after it, too fast and too hard to draw himself up short when the others animate to life, so he makes the best of it and strikes. And hits. Bypasses armor. And cleaves the thing in twain from neck to crotch.
Wow, what the big one?
No, the smaller one that charged.
Oh.
He's set off in pursuit and cut it down. On the left-hand side, the light glows stronger, takes the shape of a heart, and the doors that you entered through swing open.
Aha.
Sizora.
How far away is the Park Alpha?
Yeah, easy charging distance. It's not that big a room.
Right, I'm going to run at him and try and skewer the chest area with my
Yep.
short sword.
Okay, it spends 5 points to defend against you, so take 5 away from your attack.
Okay, and roll the dice. 1.
Okay, so it's crit, automatically bypass armor, roll damage twice.
Is that the D8 or the D6?
It's the second number.
D6. Okay.
After the slash.
Okay. First one's a 5 plus 1, so that's 6. And the second dice, 6. So altogether, 12 damage.
All right, you throw yourself at it, drive the blade through. It buckles some of the plates and stabs into the flesh beneath, but it's like striking the side of a big wild beast. It doesn't seem to get through the skin to really penetrate deep. You just seem to have pissed it off.
Well, I've done some damage to it, at least.
Yeah. Elaine.
I drive my sword into the one that I failed to cut down.
Okay. Right, yeah, so you move to re-engage with it and attack. It spends 5 points to defend against you, so take 5 away from your attack and roll.
I hit the 4.
Roll to bypass armor.
7 plus
Yep, no
2 is
problem.
9.
And
Wow.
damage.
6 total.
Okay, you hack and strike at it. It staggers before your blows, desperately trying to ward them off, but you're pushing it back with your steely resolve. Becca.
Yeah, I'm going for the big fella. I'm going to charge after.
Yeah, before he completely squishes Sizora.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be fun to watch, but
yeah. So you rush in and go for it. Right, it's got 6 points left to defend against you, so take that away from your attack.
Right, let's see. Oh, missed again.
Missed.
Oh, come on!
Okay, you come charging up, swing sort of just above Cizora's head, where you should be able to come over him and hit the beast, but it also ducks under the blow. You clip the tip off one of its antlers, but that's it.
Oh, this is not funny anymore.
And it's there go.
Have you swapped places with Jack tonight?
Right, the one Elaine is engaged with whirls on him and lashes out with its warhammer. What's your defense?
My defense is actually 13. I didn't realize that.
13.
I
Okay.
thought it was 11, but it's not. It's higher.
And you've added the bonus from your sword as well?
Yes, because
Yep.
I forgot to add the bonus.
So yeah, it misses. You you just duck under it, and the heavy end of the warhammer swings past your head and misses. The big lad ducks, since he's ducked down, sort of tries to dig his antlers into Sizora and charge and carry him across the room. What's Cizora's defense?
7.
Right, and your armor's 2, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
You're trying to go on, Maisie.
You're rolling for damage, I see.
Yeah, take 5 health damage. So it digs its antlers into you, lifts you up off the ground, and charges across the room, smacking you bodily into the plinths at the back.
That's just a scratch, isn't it? That.
Just a flesh wound, yeah. Just a tad.
Just some fractured ribs, and you know.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ulmeric strikes at the one Elaine's engaged with, and cuts it down from behind, slaying it. He gives you a sort of warrior's nod and looks towards the last one. Sizora.
Am I still good and held up against the wall with this piece?
Yes, you are. So it can't really defend itself against you should you wish to strike at it.
I'm going to strike at it from behind, like skewer my sword into its chest.
Through its back. Okay. Just roll under your attack.
Ooh, this is going to hurt. 2.
Okay. Roll to bypass armor.
7.
And roll damage.
7.
Okay. You stab your blade sort of through the gap in the neck and shoulder part of its armor and deep into the flesh within. But it's still holding you against the wall just as strong, trying to crush you by just continually applying pressure. Elaine, Ulmerich says, "Get it!"
Yes, I'm gonna charge at it and swing my sword down on its back.
Okay, it can't really defend itself against you either because it's got Caesura pinned, so just roll under your attack.
Let's see if this can be the first time I've missed. Nope. 4, so yeah, I hit.
Okay, roll to bypass armor.
7.
And
So
damage.
8 total.
Right, yeah. You drive through it. Your blade goes clean through it and stops like an inch short of also piercing Caesura. But then it just sort of crumbles away around the blade. And the second side lights up, and the doors onward swing open.
Ah,
How's Caesura's health looking?
Very sore. I took 4 points from the dog,
Yep.
and I've taken how much from this goat
5.
man?
5 from this.
So that's 9. And my health is 11, so I'm like 2 away from.
Yeah.
How does your health work? Can you go into minus, or
you can go down once you hit -3, you're dead.
Right, okay. Well, I've only got like 2 health left.
Yeah. Better take it easy then.
Yeah.
Zora, you should not charge off on your own. We are stronger together.
I wasn't running off. I was doing what was right, taking down the beast. God.
You could ready your crossbow and stand back a bit.
Becca and I are both stronger. We can ward off its any enemy's blows whilst you attack from the side.
I'll take note what he says.
And ignore it.
Yep, exactly.
Are you going to carry on following the spear?
Yeah. I'll take the rear.
So
is it?
I
Is
don't
there anything in
I
the?
don't think we have any way to heal Cesar as well this time.
No.
No. Is there anything in the alcoves or?
No, there's nothing special there, and the light just seems to be illusory. There's nothing of substance there.
Check the carcasses, or what's left of them.
They have warhammers. That's it.
Any of their antlers, or was it all dust?
It's the antlers are still there, but they're kind of brittle and break when you touch them. Really.
Okay. I'll take a warhammer.
Okay. It's pretty big and heavy.
I'll take note of where it is, so when I come back on the way, if I live to fight another day, I'll take note where my trophies are.
Yeah. Okay. So you follow the spear onward. The golden spear sways slightly as it reaches a junction here, sort of crossways across the path that you're following. And there was an earlier small passage on the left that it just floated straight past. It points along the eastern passage for a moment, then swings around again and drifts north. There's a thick carpet here of moss, leaves and twigs on the floor, and in the vaulted ceiling there are all manner of sculpted faces, some men, some beasts, all of them leering down at you.
I hate these things as well.
Does it look like a shrine, James?
Almost. It reminds Becca of some of the sort of temples and nature sites that her tribe have put up to various nature spirits.
Okay. I'm going to sheath my sword and get my crossbow out because I can use my crossbow from a distance rather than charging in. Yeah. Any ideas, Becca?
Not really, no. Other than following the spear.
Describe the room once again.
Okay. So this is really just an additional length of corridor after you went through the 2 doors, right? There's an open small passageway to the left. Then this passageway is crossed by an east-west narrow passageway before passing on. And in this section just ahead is just thick with moss and leaves and twigs sort of growing all over the floor and partially up the walls. And there's all these carved faces of men and beasts leering down at you.
I don't like this corridor. It seems suspicious. If I was to build this place, I would definitely disguise a trap here. Perhaps there is a hidden pressure pad beneath the leaves, and once stepped upon, fire comes from those mouths, or poison.
Good point.
Is that a cue for me to look for pressure pads for you guys?
If you can. I do.
Okay, now you go, Becca.
Yeah, can we run and jump over these leaves? Is it feasible?
There's too much of them for you to leap over. You could try and climb up the wall and climb from face to face until you got to the other side.
Or we could go around.
One of these side passages might be a way around it.
I'll walk up and start looking to see if there's any pressure pads, James.
How are you searching? Since you move up to this sort of edge of this thick moss that's covering the floor, and it's just sort of higgledy-piggledy and sort of piled up on top of itself, all in front of you. So really,
bring my staff out and tap the floor.
Okay. It's a really musty woodland smell coming off the whole thing. One sec. Okay, so you tap at the moss. What's your stealth, just by the way?
19.
Your stealth?
19.
19, okay. Alright, you jab at the moss and the leaves, but they don't part in the same way that they should. You know, moss and leaves will kind of break up, leaf litter will break up, you can usually sort of scrape through it. This rucks up slightly, more like a carpet, and you could swear that the whole mass of it moves slightly.
As in living movement or animated movement?
You don't know. Like a cat trapped under a duvet.
Okay. So the whole blanket moves rather than just...
Yeah, just kind of ripples and shifts and then goes still again.
I'm very suspicious of that movement.
I'll second that.
I don't know if this is like a thing, but I kind of want to like pull like some meat from my rations and like throw it onto the leaves from afar. See what happens.
You pull some dried meat out of your rations and toss it onto the leaves. Nothing happens.
Yes. Wait a couple of seconds.
Still nothing happens. Nothing continues to happen. Then some more nothing.
I was certain something would happen. I had lost some of my ration. Let's just go around. I don't like this corridor.
Okay, so which of the side corridors do you want to go down?
You really have to ask.
Well, it'll be one of the ones on the left. So there's a narrow passage straight on the left. There's another narrow passage at this crossroads that goes to the left and looks like it descends deeper.
I'm thinking that way, but I'm gonna ask everyone else what they want to do.
Anyone have an opinion?
No, I'm not complaining.
Is Becker all right with going that way?
Yeah.
Okay, who's taking point at the moment, by because Caesaur's got to hang back.
Yeah, I'll take point, seeing as it was
since you've got the shield and the armor and
yeah.
All right, you shift forward, moving down this set of steps. It drops you down like another floor, maybe a bit more. And at the end of this dank little passageway is a wooden iron-bound door, choked with moss in the same way that most things in here are. You can hear all manner of bestial noises issuing from beyond this door. Sort of grunting and roaring, eating sounds, the clatter of platters and tankards.
I didn't think this place would be inhabited. I definitely do not think we should go in here.
No, it sounds like a barrack room.
Do not take me for a coward, but we do not have the numbers to
no.
engage in too many confrontations this time.
Okay.
We should turn back.
So you creep back. Do you want to take the other left-hand corridor, or do you want to take the right-hand side?
We should turn right, probably. I mean, well, keep going straight.
Yeah. But it's back the way you came. Okay. Right, with the lantern light behind you, your own shadow is sort of cast down this corridor. It's very narrow and very long. But before too long, you start to pick out what looks like a single candle flame flickering at the far distance of this corridor. As you get closer, in the guttering light of this single feeble flame, you see a lifeless body hanging in chains. You recognise it as Sir Grisso, Ulmeric's retainer, who was lost here. His body has been pierced by russet-fletched arrows, his face fixed in a horrible, haunting grimace. Lifting your lantern, you see that the eyes have been ripped out of his head. Ulmeric chokes and drops to his knees. Grisso, we were too late.
Those fiends.
Oh, right. Can I cut him down?
It's chains, but yeah, you can have a couple of bashes with your sword, and eventually the chain breaks. They're not in the best of nick, and the body tumbles to the ground. As it falls, his sort of armoured jerkin falls open, and you can see that large chunks of his flesh seem to have been cut free, or bitten off.
Oh, he's been butchered. Oh, this is taking a dark turn.
Perhaps by those things that we heard in the chamber behind us.
Ulmeric leans against the wall and sort of pushes himself up and picks his sword back up. And there's just vengeance left. Some Lord of Beasts must rule this hall. Take his head for Grisso.
God, I wish we could go and come back with like 20 men at arms, but
Or perhaps 2 of our companions.
If they've defiled his corpse, then his spirit must be in torment. No, we have to deal with it now.
Yeah, we'll come back for Grisso later.
Yes. Ulmeric.
Are there any other clues on his person?
Nope.
Okay. There's nothing else of note in this room.
No. And Ulmeric starts stalking down the corridor back to the crossroads.
Yeah, let's go back here.
Where are you going?
I don't know. My hastiness got Grisso killed, so what do you think? You think this moss, this pile is something evil?
Well, it appears to be an obvious trap. It might not be, but it's not behaving like ordinary leaf litter, is it?
No.
Nope.
You have not ventured into many of these underground temples, have you not?
No, I have not, praise God.
It's a matter of attrition. You see, Tesora has already been wounded, and soon I will become wounded, and then Becca, and then we will be able to adventure forward no more. So
there is that other passage, or could we burn this thing from our path?
We have plenty of oil. You could try that.
We could try. Or we could try the other passage.
It's a shame that comely sorceress is not with us.
Dude.
Yeah, where is she?
Never allowed we need her.
I think she's still in the library. So what do you think then? Do we burn it or do we try the other passage?
Try the other passageway first.
We should try the other passageway.
Very well.
And if it does not lead anywhere, we should...
Sarah Lane, I defer to you. Okay, so you enter this last option, really. The passageway goes forward for some distance, maybe 20 meters, and then makes a sharp turn to the left, conveniently enough. Your favoured direction.
Not this time, because it leads back where we came.
It seems to be, you think, from your reckoning and your tracking skill, to be running parallel to the path that you've already taken. So this long, thin passage brings you at last into a gallery. There are mounted trophies, but in horror you look on and see that these trophies are the heads of slaughtered knights and woodsmen and ladies, and they stare sightlessly down from the walls. Every one has had its eyes removed before their head was mounted on a pike or on a shield upon the wall. Another passage leads from the far end of this gruesome gallery.
The more I search this place, the more I want to kill everyone who inhabits it. Let's head back the way we came. Burn that...
thing,
green,
whatever it is.
Does it look like it has any room for the prince's head?
No. Well, I mean, there's room on the walls for more heads, certainly, but there doesn't seem to have been a spot prepared or anything. So you're settled on burning rather than continuing to explore this wing?
Yeah, let's burn.
Okay. So you pass back and souse the area with oil. How are you going to light it? Just flint and tinder at the edge of it, or
torch? Yeah, your torch.
When nice to but too delicate. I think I'm happy to destroy my lantern in the process.
Okay. Right, but you souse it with as much oil as you can spare, and then you hurl your lantern into the middle of it. Right. It strikes the ground, the grass shatters, the flame catches the oil, and it goes up. Right. 1 second. Right. The whole ground sort of erupts upwards into a tumbling, rolling column of fire and soil and twigs and leaves, and roars as though from many mouths in pain. Let's see. Roll a d6 to see how much damage the fire does this turn.
Hi.
Becca, I guess, seeing as you were the one who threw
I think Caesura rolled and got 5, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, what's happened?
But Becca can roll next time. Right.
Is it me?
Ulmeric howls in rage and charges towards the thing. Swings his blade. And somehow conspires to miss. The whirling mass of dirt just sort of knocks him aside, and he stumbles into the wall and rebounds from it. Caesura.
Crossbow bolt the son of a moth.
Okay, take 3 away from your attack and roll under it.
Okay. 2.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll damage.
Crossbow bolts D10, then D8. First dice 9.
Sorry, what's the second number?
D8.
So it's just the D8 for damage.
Okay. I'll roll a D8. 6.
Okay. The bolt flies into it and knocks a clump, like a sod of earth, off it, smacks into the ground and sits there smouldering, no longer animated. But the rest of it is still spinning and swirling and roaring. Right. So, Elaine.
Oh, I knew this entire passageway could not be trusted. Run in and swing my sword.
Okay. Take 3 away from your attack and roll.
6, 7, 8. You should have put 1 more point of defense against me. So hit.
Okay. Roll damage.
By 1. Roll damage. 8 total.
8 total. Okay. Right. You carve off a great big chunk of it. The smoke coming off it now is starting to choke you and make your eyes water. You sort of force them to stay open so you can strike blow after blow against it. It's weakening, but it's still there. Becca.
Well, I'm going to change weapons. I'm going to take a javelin out of my back harness.
Yeah.
And throw next time.
Okay. So yes, you drag it out from the back harness and hold it ready to toss it. Right. It lashes out with sort of tendrils and tentacles of greenery, all of them hooked with barbs facing back the other way, and wraps them around Sir Elaine. You... what's your armor rating? It's 5, isn't it?
5.
Okay. Take 6 health points of damage to start with. Lose an additional 3. And what's your magical defense?
4.
4. Okay, you can feel magic pulsing through this mass of tendrils that it wraps around you, sort of holding you helplessly. It's like it's trying to drain the life from you. It is draining the health from you. Your blood is getting sucked up into the thorns, and the thing, you can see the thing regenerating and regrowing as it sucks at your life, but it's the full power of its magical attack hasn't taken full hold of you. Right, new turn. Ulmeric cleaves at the tendrils that are holding you to try and get you free. So, be brave, my friend. Okay. He cleaves through a mass of these tendrils and you drop free. Where he's cut through, there's green sap, but there's also the red of your own blood bleeding out of this creature. Caesura, reload your crossbow.
Well, whilst they were doing the attacks, I was reloading my crossbow, yeah.
Well, you fired it last turn, so this turn you're reloading it. Okay.
Okay.
Sir Elaine.
Oh, me. Yes, I'll take another swing at it.
Okay. So freed from its prickly embrace, you strike for revenge. Okay, take 3 away from your attack and roll.
I hit.
Okay. Damage.
Eight total.
Okay. Right, it's more like a dervish now, a whirling mass of leaves and twigs. There's hardly any substance left to it as you sort of smack sections of it down. Right. Becca, can you roll for the fire this turn, please?
Fire, so yes.
Yeah, 1d6.
1d6. 5.
Okay. And your attack.
I'm going to throw my javelin into the
Into what's
mass of
left of it.
leaves.
Yeah. Okay, take 3 away from your attack. And roll.
Oh, I missed again.
Okay.
I've not hit anything so far.
The javelin hurtles through without hitting any real part of it, scatters along the corridor beyond, but the burning of the flame is enough to finish it. Just ash and clumps of smouldering dirt fall, and it is done for. Huh. That wasn't so bad, says Ulmeric.
Not that.
Speak for yourself. I'm quite badly wounded.
Can you go on?
I will have to, but it seems Becca will have to take point for now.
Okay. So, taking a moment to catch your breath and enjoy your victory. Moving on, there is a slope down towards another chamber, you think. There is another chamber to the left, and there is a small door to the right.
Put my ear to the door. Do you hear anything?
Let's have a look. No, but something about the sort of ambient sound that's coming through sort of unsettles you.
Is there a keyhole?
No, there's no lock on it. It's just a door.
Okay. I'll go back to this because we can say that ambient sounds coming from within.
It's just like an unsettling sort of background hum that sets your hackles up.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take a couple of steps back and let you guys decide if we're going to go through or go through the other.
But Becca's on point. Given what he's said, do you want to enter or?
Yeah, I'll yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, well, sorry, I'll change my grip of my sword into a spear grip. Yeah, and then I'll go through.
Okay. You turn the ring-shaped metal handle, push the door open. There's an aura of death, a sense of doom in here, even before your lantern light falls on a grand sarcophagus of white marble against the far wall. Its sculpted lid depicts a tall figure with a human body but the head of a stag.
Oh dear.
What's up,
Full body, head of a stag.
Noticing a theme.
Yeah, this could be another one of those demigod things we keep running into. Aye.
There's a lot of them about.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
Well, I think given the circumstances, shall we just leave this be and move on?
may have to.
I'll second that.
Okay. So you can either go across the corridor to the other chamber now. It's just got an open corridor in, or you can carry on north down this slope.
You think that the spear would have continued northwards?
Probably.
I think so. Yes. Yeah,
It
it
did
was
pass
going.
over the moss and carry on north.
We should keep going. But I fear we only have a few more confrontations left in us before we would have to head back.
Yeah.
The less unnecessary incidents we become entangled with, the better.
Okay. So follow the spear. Everyone agreed?
Yeah.
Becca on point?
Yeah.
Okay. One second. Okay. The decline becomes steeper, and there's more of the moss and twigs, though they don't seem to be alive.
Spongy.
Exactly. It gets very steep, though, so you're having to sort of stop and make sure you're grasping onto something at the side to make your way down. 1 second. Becca's at the front, yeah.
Yeah, Becca. Yeah.
Okay, you're getting near to the bottom. You can see the sort of steep incline flattening out. But there's a sudden eruption of soil, and you're blinded by it momentarily. But then this man appears. He has the glistening, slick, slimy body of a slug, with a man-like head sort of encased within the slime, with probing horns in place of eyes. He reaches for you with his slick hands to try and get a hold of you. He has a surprise attack.
Ew.
Yeah, and he grabs hold of your arm with these slimy fingers that seem to sort of stick to you like glue, and his jaw drops open massively and he bites at your arm. What's your armor rating?
4.
And you take 2 health of damage. His teeth are more like a beak, almost. Very sharp, very strong. Sort of presses in on the chainmail sleeve, and you can feel the flesh inside getting bruised and cut even through it all. Right, you can only really descend one at a time, so the rest of you are sort of backed up behind Becca. So before you can really do anything, Becca gets a go.
Well, I'm going to stab at this thing.
Okay. It's a bit hard to wield your sword because of the steepness, and it's got this bite on your hand.
Yeah, I'll have to, well, I use the reverse grip. I just
Yeah.
stab.
Okay.
I rolled a 4. So
Its defense is 3.
yeah, that's a hit.
Okay. No armor, so roll damage.
10.
10 damage. Nice.
Oh,
Okay. Its it's like stabbing into slime, or dropping your knife in the chamber pot, stabbing it. It carves into its flesh deep. The slime sort of oozes up the sword, and some of it starts to leak out of it. It moans in pain, with mucus running from the top of its mouth to the bottom, sort of releasing your arm momentarily. Deeply wounded, but not dead by any means. Ulmric shouts from above, "What's going on? I can't see."
Oh, a creature.
Okay, Caesura, you're sort of climbed halfway down.
Do I see its head?
You can see sort of something, but you're back with Ulmric, so you've got both Elaine and Becca in your way, and Becca's engaged in combat, but you can see something moving around.
Okay. I'm going to aim for what I would think would be its noggin.
Okay. Take 3 away from your attack and roll.
Okay. Fingers crossed. Here we go.
Oh,
1.
Okay.
good shot.
So the bolt flies true between you all, almost nicking Sir Elaine's ear in its passage, and strikes the thing. Roll damage twice.
First one is it a D8 or D10? Sorry.
It's the second dice after the slash. It's the damage roll.
Right. Okay. So first dice is
7. Is
And-
that?
and then the second one is 8. 15 altogether.
Okay. Right. The bolt strikes it where its eye would be, but because it's got the stalk sticking out, it just kind of jams into its head and even pops out the other side. It's so sort of gooey and slimy. It doesn't seem to bother it as much as you would think it should. Right. Sir Elaine, you're just behind Becca.
Yeah, I'll storm forwards and try to decapitate it.
Okay, so you let yourself sort of slide down and have a slash as you reach it. Take 3 away from your attack and roll.
Yep, I hit.
Okay, no armor, so roll damage.
Oh, 8. That's 10 total.
Nice. Yeah, so you do this kind of dramatic move where you were climbing down, sort of let go, let yourself slide down through the moss and twigs, and use the momentum to lop its head off on the way past. And you sort of land at the bottom, and this gelatinous body slides down after you and sort of slop next to you. And then everyone else tumbles down the rest of the way.
Oh.
So you slide down next to this slug man's body and find yourselves in a large, sort of unceremoniously dumped into a large, roughly circular chamber. It's shaped like a low dome, illuminated by colourless light that washes down from a crevice in the ceiling. There was barely a moon, so is it morning already? Either way, that's all there is, this sort of thin, pale light coming down through there. The golden spear hangs motionless in the air above a monolithic grey sarcophagus that dominates the centre of the chamber. Your gaze falls on a limp figure who hangs in chains at the back of the chamber. His face is hidden in shadow, but something about the way he hangs, you know the spark of life has left him. A deep growl comes from the open sarcophagus. At once, the spear hurtles through the air and impales the dangling figure. Bright light flashes from its golden shaft, and you see the hanging figure's face clearly. It's a ghastly, pale, eyeless copy of Ulmric.
Ulmric.
He's dropped to his knees again. Oh, God. That is me. I died with Grisso. At the same time, I was so guilty that he died. He throws up his hands and fades into nothingness.
Say what?
Gases. We could have used him. No. We've lost one of ours.
A powerful warrior arises from the sarcophagus as Ulmeric's ghost fades away. He's encased in heavy but ancient-looking armour, but wears no helmet. His head is that of a fierce boar. Lifting his axe high, he bellows, "I am Garamba, Boar King, overseer of the forest, who has ruled here since ancient times. I am the Lord of the Beasts, and you who have come here from the world of men have no place in my realm. This golden spear was mine, plundered from my hoary abode by the young lord's grandfather, who also slew my brother, Helvenian. My quarrel with his line has been settled in blood. The spear that was taken from me is returned, and I have taken revenge upon the family. Blood for blood. You've seen how I deal with my enemies. If you count yourselves wise, be gone. As far as I am concerned, this feud is over. But if you wish to battle, I will be glad to meet you."
As much as I want to fight this thing, we are in no shape for battle.
I'll second that.
You may have to consider taking him up on his offer.
So Elmeric was just a ghost the whole time?
Looks like it.
So it would seem.
Legitimately, two of us are wounded, and I think Becca got wounded as well, didn't you?
Yep.
Yeah, we're all wounded. We can't fight this thing. We're gonna have to take an offer.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to run away.
It's just yes, I mean, we've got to I mean, Becca is it ever the pragmatist? Yeah, so this...
I don't think there's anything bad about like admitting where you can't actually fight the things, and like running and backing off, because like I know I GM a lot, and like there's sometimes when like I want my players to like decide not to attack. So yeah.
Okay, so retreat.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, how badly is Baron Aldridge going to take this on a scale of 1 to
well,
10?
Ulmeric was the presumptive heir, so
he's already
badly.
He's already dead. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, but I mean, if we go back and say, oh yeah, your son's dead and the spear's missing, and you know, but we're going to be persona non grata, aren't we? That's it.
Fortunately, like, what can we do? We can't fight it.
No.
Will you fight or leave? Make up your mind.
Yeah, we're leaving. Yeah, we're leaving.
Good.
Indeed. The dare's yours, beast.
I take no pleasure in it. It is the family that wronged me.
And we're going to have to slink away, defeated.
Well, shall we? Can I ask a favour, Lord? In conclusion of your revenge and settlement.
Ha! What?
May we take the corpse, to show all that your vengeance is complete.
So you defend this family of murderers, and then you would take my feast from my hall?
Oh, I see. Yeah, thanks. Bye. Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Yes, you flee. So, are you heading back to Aldred? What do you want to tell him when you meet him? I mean, it's a day's ride to get back, so you've got a chance to think about how you're gonna do this.
Well,
Just say the truth. Just tell the truth.
just have to tell him
Yeah.
exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think if we go back to the castle and pack, and then tell him the truth.
Okay, but you can all heal one health back from your sort of slow, despondent ride back.
You're so kind, Dean.
I know I am. I'm far too generous.
Yeah.
So you return. You're sort of heralded, but it's obviously been noted that Ulmeric isn't with you. Some of the guards at the gate sort of watch you silently and sort of turn and start whispering amongst each other.
Shall I do the talking?
If you wish, yeah.
Yeah, you're quickly ushered into Aldred's presence. He's sort of pacing in front of his baronial throne in his grand hall. Well, where is Grisso? Where is Ulmeric?
I should go up to him and I shall kneel before him. I said, Lord Grave News.
Okay, he stops pacing, stands still. Out with it, woman.
We found we were Almeric chose to go hunting with Grisso alone, and they discovered this ancient barrow, the lair of Garambar, Boar King.
The colour drains from his face and he slumps back into his throne.
I see by your reaction, Lord, that you are aware of Garambar, Boar King.
My father told stories of how he found a gold spear in ancient woodland. He spoke of this Garambar. I didn't know that I believed it. But go on. Where is my son?
Your son is destroyed.
Okay, you hear a wail from the side as the Baroness hears that and starts screaming and shrieking, and a couple of men-at-arms sort of gather her up and take her out of the hall. But you can still hear her wailing through the walls. My boy is gone, utterly. Nothing remains.
Break it lightly. Destroyed.
Not a hair from his head, or a drop of blood, or a scrap.
Grisso also, when we found them, all that remained was the golden spear in Garambar's hand, returned to him.
This is grave.
Uh,
Grave news.
But we begged for a token. We begged for an emblem, and
Did he say why? Was it just for this spear that he slew my son?
he told us a tale of how your father killed his brother,
He never told me that.
and that's where the golden spear came from. Garambar's brother, Helvenian, and he told us all of this blood feud. between his family and yours.
My father never mentioned a word of this. Nothing.
And to balance the feud,
A blood price.
Garambar required the spear returned and the destruction of your son.
He slumps
We
even,
could-
even deeper into his throne. Go,
We had a-
be gone. Take yourselves from my presence. I need to be alone to mourn my child.
My lord, what rough.
Yeah. So you leave. Just as you're leaving, one of Aldred's sort of inner circle of knights comes marching up to Becca and bows his head. My lady, a word?
Who's the lady here? I'm just a man-at-arms.
A woman
Yeah.
at arms.
Speak.
Okay, he leans forward. Hush. I've enjoyed our sparring very much on the training grounds, and I appreciate all that you and the others have done for the Baron and the barony. But some of the other knights are not so happy with what has occurred. They believe you're to blame for what happened to Ulmeric, and they are fetching arms and armour as we speak. If I were you, I would leave the barony as soon as possible.
You've already packed. Yeah. Thank you for your loyalty.
He offers his hand.
Yep. I am guilty of surviving the experience. That is guilt enough.
Perhaps. He clasps hands with you and then makes his way off again quickly.
Yeah. One other. Yeah. Let's have a team talk. Yeah. I didn't want to mention that he was eaten, possibly alive, by the Boar King. So that's why I used the word destroyed. Perhaps not the best word, but not the worst word either.
I agree.
Yeah, so let's pack and let's leave right now.
Yeah.
Yep. So
So you pack up all your stuff, load up your mule and your horses and your elk, and with heavy heart and with a cloud behind you, leave Baron Aldred's domain, leaving hearth and home where you thought you could settle behind you. But there may be other adventures ahead.
Unfortunate.
That's the end of the session, which was actually quite a quick one, considering you just kind of ploughed straight forward into everything and didn't.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is, like,
With a smaller group, it's
with a smaller group, it means there's less fights we can get into, and the less health we have, the less likely we're able to do stuff.
yeah.
And like, I always sort of like know that like when a GM makes like an enemy give you the opportunity to back away.
Yeah. Well, I
it's
mean,
kind of like a.
Yeah, I mean, Garambar, he's like equivalent to 13th level, and it's like full plate armor and magical weapons. So yeah, I mean, ganging up on him, you might have been able to take him down, but I reckon he would have killed at least one of you.
Yeah, and like, I'm sort of playing it in the sense that like, yeah, I'm a hero, but
Not a stupid.
I'm not stupid. Like, my character doesn't want to die.
Yeah. Okay.
No, we've always gone for the objective, haven't we? And
Yeah. So that's the end of the session. I'll sort out the XP and stuff, but is there anything in particular you want to concentrate on if your characters have the opportunity to improve, or just in sort of general terms?
I don't know if henchman would help. I mean, really, we need a healer, don't we? But other than that,
I don't know if this game allows for that sort of thing.
I can have a look and see if there's anything about henchmen.
I mean, we've got loads of silver, haven't we? And loads of equipment.
Yeah, so
I don't know how much like stuff costs.
Yeah, the equipment lists are pretty sparse and pretty much fixated on combat stuff, but I did find a great resource on the costs of old medieval stuff like furniture and things like that, so I can roughly estimate if you have anything particular that you want.
Well, I lost my house.
Yes, so a new house. Well, you might be on the road for some time, so...
Yeah, preferably far away from Aldred and his enemies that we seem to have made enemies of as well.
Yeah.
We made a lot of enemies.
Many enemies.
I think it was just grief, really. I think if that, the longer we're absent, the easier it will become.
On the plus side, we're the heroes of Maiden Veld still.
Yep, true. The common people still appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Right,
so
nothing else then? We'll head off.
Fine. It's just. Oh, I think I interrupted. Old school.
Did you? I don't remember what I was going to say now.
Oh.
I was asking about character improvement. If you wanted to look into anything, you mentioned henchmen, but were you suggesting anything else?
Yeah. Well, no. I just. It might help to have 1 or 2 extra hands if we.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
I'll look into it and see what I can find.
Oh, why not? Perhaps we can go to Clyster and visit the apothecary and spend a small fortune on some potions. How about that?
Yeah. Clyster,
or
get potions.
Yes. We're going to have to find another lord to swear allegiance to.
or maybe you'll swear off lords.
Yeah, true.
Okay, I'm gonna bring the stream to a close and log out. So we're aiming for another session on Saturday. I don't know who can make it. Yeah, if you know anyone else who might be interested, pass it on. If you're watching and want to join, message me on Twitter or wherever else. And yeah, we're not doing this to be performative like a lot of online streams are. It's about providing games for people while everyone's stuck at home. So
I still like a little bit of a performance.
Well, a little bit. It can't help it, but that's not the main point. All right, take care, everyone. I'll see you soon.
Goodbye.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye bye.